Really happy to be bringing this to you all. Really thankful to our players for volunteering their time. Thankful to Fighting Walloon, who is putting on this event. Okay. PJ20 has got their corp deck. We are waiting on Barbarian. Barbarian's got their runner deck. We are almost off. Gonna be off here any minute. There we go. And it is HB Engineering the Future versus Max. Bizadad. We are on the second game. Thanks for joining us tonight. Barbarian with a mulligan and PJ20 with a mulligan. Both players with a mulligan. There we go. Both players with a mulligan. I have seen, the no levy Max. An interesting feature of the cache refresh environment, Maximum Punk Rock doesn't have access to the most powerful recursion card in the game, Levy AR Lab Access. So on PJ20's turn, they are installing an ice in server 1. Installing ice on R&D, installing an upgrade on HQ, and installing something in a remote. Over to Barbarian, it is losing a Spoon and a Deja Vu to Max, playing a Sure Gamble, playing a Data Sucker, running HQ, getting some points, accessing a prize sack. Prize sack goes ahead and blats a Sure Gamble. That feels bad. Leaving Barbarian with 5 credits and a tag. So they go ahead and clear the tag. Back to PJ20, it is a pad campaign in server 1. Not a common asset out of HB in general, because they do have an incredible ramping economy card in the form of Adonis campaign and also Eve campaign, although I suppose not in this format. Perhaps this pad campaign is a feature of the format. And 2 new remotes and a draw for PJ20. Bizadad, was I on the wrong menu sizing there? Barbarian is running the open remotes, hits an Adonis campaign, and then hits a snare in server 2. Want to know what people in the chat think of this? When you've got something like a snare and then something else to put down, what do you like? Let's say you're PE and you have a snare, like something boring, like a Jackson maybe, and then an agenda you maybe want to score. In what do you think about what order you put those down in? It certainly enters my head. Alright. PJ20 is going up to 1 credit. Had to pay for the snare. Looks like Barbarian left the snare in server 2. Probably a good choice. Anyway, that means PJ20 is low on credits because of having to pay for both the snare and the prize sack. Although that damage is pretty nasty on this no recursion Max, who's gonna lose, approximately a third of their deck? And it looks like they've lost some incredible cards. And they are being forced to click for credits. Losing the Magnum Opus really hurts. PJ20 thinking about their turn and opts to just gain 2 credits. Maybe nope, it's a hedge fund. Thought for a minute that they were going to play a Friends in High Places. Guess that didn't make sense though. Only one thing to recur. And Barbarian has got a Magnum Opus now. That's going to do a lot of work against open economy remotes like server 1. How is PJ20 gonna respond? PJ20 up to 10 credits. That campaign has more than paid off. Possibly, may not even be worth icing it. That's the type of calculation Varzak, this is a music that has a bad aesthetic. We're gonna skip that one. Okie dokie.
Bingo.
A lot of this music, in fact, almost all of it that I play on the stream, I got from Bogus Collective. You can check Bogus Collective out at their SoundCloud or their Bandcamp. Let me pull that up for you. And here we go. Alright, back in this game, an Adonis campaign has gotten rezzed. Barbarian has gained money with Magnum Opus. Both the economy remotes of PJ20 are open, and a 2-ice remote's getting built. I wonder if something goes in there and gets advanced, possibly trying to score a 4-2. We shall see. Alright, something's been installed in server 4. Is it going to get advanced? That's the question that I'm asking myself. Or is a second thing, a second asset upgrade or agenda, going to go in server 4? Nope, it is just gaining a credit from PJ20. Doesn't really answer our question, doesn't really let us know what is in server 4. No indication there. Barbarian is down to a 20 stack deck. Only has 2 points. Goes ahead and draws some cards. Goes ahead and draws some cards and uses Magnum twice and makes a run on server 3. Wants to trash that Adonis. Discards a paperclip. And anything else? Gonna have to discard something else. A system seizure. Very unique splash. Didn't realize system seizure was only 1 influence. That's pretty cool. Looks like paperclip and MK Ultra are in the bin already. Barbarian gonna have access to those when they need them. PJ20 up to 18 credits, quite a sizable amount. Barbarian sitting at 13. Both players have a fair bit of credits. Gonna be able to move around both players from server to server and fight over that. PJ20 is just drawing some cards though. Still has 2 clicks. New card goes into server 2, overriding the snare that's been floating around there. Really gotta commend Barbarian for not trashing that snare. That's a smart play. It's an easy to miss play in my opinion. I think I would have overlooked it in most circumstances. That way, you force PJ20 to trash over it with something when they want to get it back into archives with something like, out of archives with something like a Jackson Howard. PJ20 for their turn drew twice and installed a card in server 2. Back to Barbarian now. Doesn't have much of a rig built up, just a Magnum Opus, a Data Sucker. Has 2 points to show for running early on the PJ20 and is now running on R&D. And PJ20 reses a Fairchild. You gotta think this ends Barbarian's turn. Yep, there it goes. Spins their clicks. Gonna get 1 access. Let's hope it's a good one. Access is an unseen card. No luck for Barbarian. Also wasn't a snare. That could be very interesting. PJ20's turn now. Wonder what went into server 2. Wonder what's hanging out in server 4. Also gotta wonder if Barbarian is holding a Spooned in Hand, which could blow up R&D. It is, wow, it is a Stell Moon in server 2, and PJ20 is likely gonna go to town on installing cards. Yep, there's 2 installs in new remotes 5 and 6, and draws a card. The Stell sitting at 2. Yankee, I think Barbarian is a Librarian hybrid. Is a Barbarian Librarian hybrid.
Did you know?
Let's see, gonna drop a video in the chat here. I think that's the reference that I missed. I was calling Barbarian earlier. Barbarian is getting credits. What is up, Color Mage? Yeah, I thought it was a pretty funny joke too. Alright, looks like PJ20 did use a Stell. Looks like Barbarian ran on a Stell, so PJ20 used a Stell, and then Barbarian rounded out their turn by clicking Magnum 3 times and discarding a Frantic Coating. Barbarian down to 13. PJ20, on the other hand, 13 cards in their stack. PJ20 has 18 cards, 18 credits, 8 cards in hand, has a pad campaign res, and just resed 2 Maryland campaigns. That is where we are at with this game. What is in server 4? What do we think it is in server 4? Biotic Labor comes down, gonna score a Vitruvius, an ABT. Let's see what it is. What's it gonna be? I mean, I'm hoping for an ABT and fire the ABT, but I can't put that on PJ20. It's gonna be PJ20's decision. But I would fire it. Yankee is calling Sansan in server 4. And PJ20 is still thinking about calling the... Ah, that's right. You're right. There's no Vitruvius in Cash Refresh. I keep forgetting the limitations of this particular format. PJ20 discarding a card. Does not fire the ABT. Not going to hold it against him. And Barbarian throws down a Maw. The Gauntlet is down and is running HQ. An unresed, or a now resed, Wall of Static. Not going to keep him out. Is going to cost them ultimately 6 credits. 4 to install Paperclip, 2 to use Paperclip. They hit a Friends in high places, and Maw blaps one of them.
Where are you taking me?
One of being the card in
Okay, ready?
HQ.
4, 3.
And Barbarian is coming into Archives for their last click and doesn't find anything of value. Sees an Ichi, a discarded Ichi, or perhaps a blown up Ichi. Back to PJ20. Still has a hefty amount of credits at 14. Still looking good on cards as well. Now that Maw is out, it can be hard to keep cards in hand. But for now, PJ20 is fine. Can't protect all of the servers. A third piece of ice goes into server 4. A new remote, server 8. And an advancement on the card in server 4. Wonder what that's about. Let's see, do we know if PJ20 has got the Data and Destiny expansion for their big box? Barbarian goes ahead and puts down a medium and uses Magnum 3 times. Gonna start running R&D trying to get ahead of PJ20 drawing any agendas by using medium and maw and just clicking through this Fairchild until some better ice comes down. PJ20 gets an excellent score of a global food classic. Advance it once, then biotic, and advance it 4 times the next turn. Up to 5 points. 2/3 done with this game. While Barbarian has got 4 cards in their stack. They've got a very impressive rig built up in terms of a Maw, a Magnum Opus, Medium, a Paperclip, and a Data Sucker with 5 tokens on it. But not much to show for it in terms of points. Rather than going for the medium play I had anticipated, they go for running on HQ to get a Data Sucker token, then dropping a Parasite on the Fairchild, flatting that. Way better play than what I was into. They're going to access 1 card now and possibly a total of 3 cards on their runs on R&D. Nope, it's just going to be 2 cards. Still a really good play, still really good to get rid of the Fairchild.
Well, congratulations, Mr. McIntosh. You have a house.
And it is PJ20's turn now. Barbarian still got 5 cards in HQ. Gonna get 1 more max draw. Still got a little burst of steam from their ID ability before it materializes, or solidifies into Magnum Opus Economy, Anarch Breakers, and a Medium. Economy and a Medium. That wins games right there. PJ20 is able to ice R&D. That's got to feel good. Barbarian likely has got at least 1 Deja Vu. Perhaps that they have the Deja Vu in the stack and they'll lose it, but likely going to be able to pull back 2 viruses with the Deja Vu. So PJ20 is icing R&D and Archives. They've got 16 credits, quite a bit. They'll be able to res a lot of ice before they have to think about where their money's going. Again, I'm missing the finer details, and Yankee Flatline is pointing them out to me. In Cash Refresh, you only get 1 core, meaning only 2 copies of Deja Vu, so that means no more Parasites this game, unless I have missed something. It is another Fairchild 3 on R&D, and Barbarian opts to break with a Black Orchestra, and gets a Global Food Initiative. Maw's the last of PJ20's cards, and yes, just gets a Global Food. Draws a card that Barbarian has seen. Unclear how PJ20 is going to get new, fresh cards into their hand, especially given that Barbarian can just click through the Fairchild and see new cards. PJ20 is drawing up to 2 cards and plays an IPO, putting it back over to Barbarian, who mills a Mad Dash. Doesn't play a Mad Dash, mills it. Max evening the last of Barbarian's cards. Barbarian magnums twice and plays a Spooned. Very powerful this particular junction. Uses the Data Sucker tokens to bring the Fairchild into a manageable strength range for the Black Orchestra, And it's going to get to run it a second time this turn, it being R&D. PJ20 lose more cards from Maw, up to 3 face-down cards. Steals a elective upgrades and wins the game. There you go. Excellent games from both of these players. Magnum Opus and Medium. Really a powerful combination. Ice Destruction also hugely important. Hugely important component in this game. Really played a feature role, I think. Thanks again to both of our players, PJ20 and Barbarian. A lot of fun to be able to spectate these games. And hope that you all enjoyed it. Hopefully tomorrow, gonna have very own Yankee Flatline playing their games. That should be at 10 Eastern. 10 Eastern time. Hopefully gonna bring you games from Yankee Flatline. And later on in the week, Thursday, 8:30 Pacific time, normally scheduled Netmerker. Gonna have my buddy Hideki on the stream. And thanks to everybody for hanging out in the chat. Thanks to Yankee Flatline, Biz the Dad, Borzik, and of course Color Mage. I remember Color Mage and I go way back when I was streaming almost 2 years ago now. Anyway, that is it for tonight, guys. Bye-bye.